Alright everyone, welcome back to my quickfire Game Week 2 EFL Championship predictions. First up, Friday evening, 8 PM, Coventry City against Oxford. Coventry will want to bounce back after that opening day defeat against Stoke. Oxford United, a fantastic win against Norwich. Surely Coventry will bounce back in this fixture, and I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to the home side. Next up, at Pride Park on Saturday, 12:30, Derby County against Middlesbrough. Bit of a disaster for Derby last weekend against Blackburn Rovers, where they lost 4-2, and Middlesbrough, a very, very good opening weekend with a 1-0 victory over the Jacks of Swansea. In this one, I've got to fancy Middlesbrough, especially after that excellent victory against Leeds in the Carabao Cup. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory to Middlesbrough. Next up, Fratton Park, South Coast, Portsmouth take on Luton. Luton, of course, getting smashed last time out by Burnley, and Portsmouth getting a very, very good draw against Leeds. This is a tough one to call. It is their first match of the season at home. They'll be buoyed by that result last week against Leeds. Luton want to get back to winning ways. Ooh, I think the crowd will be too much for Luton in this one. I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Pompey. Next up, we got West Brom against Leeds. Leeds under a little bit of pressure. Daniel Farke there after defeating the Carabao Cup and a draw last weekend. And it looks like Rutter could be on his way out the door to Brighton. We'll see how that transpires over the next day or two. West Brom, a good win against QPR, beating them 3-1 last weekend. So in this one, I think it's going to end up in a draw, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. Then we move to Ashton Gate, with Bristol City take on Millwall. Millwall losing last weekend against Watford 3-2, bit of a surprise to that one, me. And Bristol City 1-1 draw with Hull City. This one, I think Bristol City will take all 3 points in a 2-1 victory. We then move on to Turf Moor, where Burnley take on Cardiff City, because Cardiff losing against Sunderland 2-0. Burnley smashing Luton. Cardiff will have to be very, very wary of Burnley's wingers, and Burnley will be full of confidence going into this match. I don't think it'll be as straightforward as it was against Luton, but I think Burnley will come out ultimately with a 2-1 win. We then move to Carrow Road, where Norwich take on Blackburn Rovers. Blackburn Rovers, excellent last week. Smodrich is still there. Of course, Norwich getting off on a wrong foot with a 2-0 defeat. But back at Carrow Road, I think it's going to be tight, but I think Norwich will just take all 3 points in a 2-1 win. Plymouth Argyle up next at home park against Hull City. Last weekend getting smashed, demolished even, 4-0 by Sheffield Wednesday. And Hull opened their campaign with a 1-1 draw against Bristol City. Plymouth, though, midweek bounced back with a 3-0 win against Cheltenham Town in the Cup, and they really needed that, especially Wayne Rooney. In this one, at home, that's where their strength lay last season. Not convinced at Hull at the moment, so I'm going to go for a very, very cagey 1-0 win to Plymouth. We then move to Bramall Lane, where Sheffield United take on Queen's Park Rangers. Queen's Park Rangers last week very toothless against West Brom. Did get a goal though in that 3-1 defeat. Sheffield United made easy work of that 2-0 victory against Preston. I think they'll follow up with another 2-0 win here at Bramall Lane. We then move on to Swansea.com Stadium, where it's the battle of the white teams. Swansea against Preston North End. Preston North End, of course, low leaving after that match against Sheffield United. And Swansea, okay, narrowly defeated against Middlesbrough, and he had a decent win in the Carabao Cup. I'm going to have to go for the Jacks in this one, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 scoreline. We then move on to Vicarage Road, where Watford take on Stoke. Watford, to me, it was a very, very surprising result, their victory against Millwall. And Stoke City, a decent 1-0, a very good win actually against Coventry City. So in this one, I think Stoke gain all 3 points again, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 away win to Stoke. The final fixture of this game week 2 sees Sunderland taking off Sheffield Wednesday. Sunderland a good win last week, and so did Sheffield Wednesday. It's the Blue Stripes against the Red Stripes, but I think Sheffield Wednesday will come through this one probably 1-0. So those are my picks for game week 1. If you want to join in all the action, then make sure you head over to the Superbru website. If you haven't already joined up to my Superbru Predictions League, then all the details are in the description. But thanks for joining me once again, and I'll see you all in the next video.